All right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. On today's episode, I have a guest who I met a few years ago. Great guy overall. He's the co-owner of the CrossFit gym BFit 505. He has multiple programs to participate in at that gym, so go check it out. I highly recommend it. And the fun fact, the gym is actually where I participated in my first Murph Challenge back in 2021, so that's pretty cool. Thank you for inviting me, by the way. He's also an Air Force veteran and an outdoorsman. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Larry Reeves. How you doing, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, bro. It is. This is so how you been, man?
Doing good. Staying busy, like you mentioned, I'm married to a crazy CrossFitter / most recently, she's running for public office. So
yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool.
And like I would say in our spare time, but we don't seem to have too much.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, a lot of busyness in that schedule, I assume.
Absolutely.
Cool, man. So as I explained before we started rolling, it's kind of like a Q&A format, as you've seen in some of the previous episodes. So as I tell everybody, this goes by pretty fast just because of how fun it is and how into it we get. So
yeah, pretty cool. I'm already scheduling to be on Joe Rogan next. So.
There you go. Oh man, high hopes. I love it. Cool. So I separate my questions into categories to make it fun and simple and organized. So my first category is your background and your personal journey. So our first question here, let's go ahead and lift off. Can you take us back to your time in the Air Force? What led you to enlist, and how did that experience shape who you are today?
So, kind of funny story. I mean, I have a family of veterans and stuff, so I've always admired them. I think they're the undervalued heroes in our country for sure. You get people that volunteer to do the things that are just crazy and dangerous. But yeah. So as a kid, I always kind of looked up to them and thought it was pretty cool. And, like that story, I hate to tell this one because I get a lot of grief, but my best friend who passed away a few years ago, missing like crazy, we were going to join the Marine Corps, the buddy system. Okay. So there was the initial sign up, the 6 months of shaved head and every weekend running. And, it was pretty cool. I mean, I think at the time I thought I'm a tough kid, whatever. But then I took the ASVAB and I scored pretty well. The Air Force wouldn't even talk to me. I mean, I actually wanted to be a Navy CB or something that had shore duty. Okay. And didn't know much about the Army other than goofy movies and whatever. Yeah. So, but the Air Force was like, yeah, whatever. They didn't even give me time of day. But I took my ASVAB and I scored a 94. Nice. That's when the Air Force was, hey. You got their attention. And they're like, well, if you're really tough, we got combat controllers. They're the smallest of the special forces. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. And they're showing me these documents on the table. And I'm like, that's a good quality of life, Yeah. Obviously, I didn't make it into that, so. But I had a clean record and passed all the tests. So they're like, nuclear weapons and other hazardous duties. And I'm like, what is this? That wasn't on my list. And they're like, yeah, move along. But it ended up being the coolest thing I could have done. So basically, I was a 4.62, or they called them a load-towed weapons. Okay. I worked specifically on F-16s. Nice. So back in the early 90s, you can imagine business was good. Yeah. Especially under the Clinton years. So yeah. I got to do a lot of deployments, Air Force deployments, whatever. Yeah, they're still in a short amount of time. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I got a NATO cross for what we did with NATO and down in Italy over Bosnia and all that area. Awesome. So it was cool. I mean, people say, well, are you here? No. I mean, I did what they asked me to. I did it to the best of my ability, and for that, I'm proud. It was one, other than being a father and other things that are more important, that's probably the most important thing that I ever did. My small contribution. That's good. Yeah. So, but I loved it. I wish I'd have stayed in, but when you go from overseas, come back to the States, it's like a smack in the face. It's like, this isn't the military. We're painting rocks. And where's all the bombs, Yeah. But it was good. Okay. I enjoyed it. Cool, man. Yeah, it's something you should definitely be proud of, for sure. What was the transition like from military life to civilian life, and was fitness a bridge between the two worlds? I was lucky, just like most young people. I was in pretty good shape, and I had that high school sports background and stuff, so you could get away with a lot more. But I mean, we did hikes, we worked out and stuff. I didn't take it as serious as until my older years. Even now, as much as serious as I should be taking it.
Yeah.
But the transition, when I got out, I was like, what can I do? I mean, I'm a weapons guy. I've been fixing guns and loading bombs.
Yeah.
So what the heck can I do? So I actually interviewed and had an academy date with several police departments down in the Arizona, Phoenix area.
Okay.
And then like 6 weeks before my academy date, I had a senior master sergeant came up and said, Reeves, you were made to be, you missed your calling. You should have been a grunt, whatever. He said, he goes, you're a great airman. He said, police, not for you. And it just like really sunk in because I admired this guy, and I'm like, well, maybe he's got a point. So luckily I got a call from this chemical and gas company, and they're like, we would like to interview you. I went in, I interviewed, and it was Air Products and Chemicals.
Okay.
And I was like, I already been working with things that go bang, boom, and explode.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a good fit to go work in there. Being that my background was always construction prior and everything else, I kind of gravitated towards the construction side of it. And fast forward, I left there, and I've been pretty much a project manager for the last 19 years.
Okay. That's sweet. That's a
know.
pretty good gig right there for sure.
But I think the military set me up just because, teaches you it teaches you respect and to understand people.
Yeah.
And I think one thing as veterans we benefit from that the rest of the world doesn't, like all this, color, background, whatever, we didn't give a crap.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I always tell the story. I mean, you had the room across was the brothers, you had the hillbillies over here,
Yeah.
the Asians at the end, the
Yeah.
Hispanic. And then the end of the night, we were all together laughing at each other anyways, eating each other's food and telling stories. And I think for the most part, that's one of the best values or takeaways you could get from being in the military. So,
For sure. No, I agree 100%. I've met a lot of good friends through the military.
Oh,
so.
yeah. And, I mean, anybody who knows is like, anybody who doesn't believe in Jesus does when shit hits the fan. And when things get bad, I don't think anyone cares what your background, religion, color, or whatever.
Damn right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll teach you some lessons, that's for sure. So how did you first get into CrossFit, and what made you guys want to open a gym?
Okay, so CrossFit. I met my wife, current wife, and let me tell you, all men do crazy stuff to impress a woman and to get that next date. I have told my wife this routinely, and I will back it up. I've done some shady shit to impress a woman, but that woman made me raise the bar more than once.
Okay.
So, buys, tries, football player, occasional squat here and there.
Yeah.
She invited me to do CrossFit.
Okay.
I went and I was like, don't puke, don't puke. I made it through the workout. I went home and I literally never moved from the couch the rest of the day, and I don't think I could walk for a week. So that was my first introduction to CrossFit.
Okay.
But being military and a little bit stupid, even being an Air Force, Airedale, whatever we're calling them these days, I love that challenge, and I love that structure, and I love that intensity, and
Yeah.
it was like I was a moth to the flame.
Yeah.
And so, we would go and different things, and, like some CrossFits, supposed to be, you could go, and I've literally traveled around the world, and if you go to a good box, it should feel, other than the language, it should feel like any other box.
Right.
That's the beauty of CrossFit. You're not trying to beat everybody. You cheer everybody on, and when somebody does something better than you, you celebrate.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of CrossFit. It's to make everybody better, stronger, fitter.
Gotcha.
So fast forward to COVID, we were going to some of the different gyms, and they really, regardless of whatever, everybody had an opinion on it. Mm-hmm. I won't waste the rest of the night talking about that.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get into it a little later.
But they just weren't cleaning up, and they weren't really taking things seriously, and they were alienating the people that brought it up. And it was an elite kind of thing, so somebody who's maybe obese,
Yeah.
Disabilities, English as a second language, they didn't feel comfortable. You just wouldn't see them walking in. So I'm like, well, we talked, and it was her dream and ambition, and she's like, and I was like, well, then hell, let's start one. And we had a friend who had a box here, and he just decided he had enough. So it was like the perfect time, perfect place. We were able to buy him out, and that was the beginning.
Nice.
So I don't know if you've been to the new location. The old one was on Wantabo and Central, and that was a little shady, as you can imagine. So she moved, I guess 3-4 years now. We're on Manal and Wantabo, next to the Marios.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but back to that original statement. Now we have people with mobility impairment. There's a gentleman who's a World War II veteran. I think he's 90 some years old.
Wow.
And he goes and does the Murph.
That's awesome.
I mean, obviously everybody scales. That's the other beauty of CrossFit.
Right. Yeah.
You have ladies who are obese that would never go into most of these CrossFits who feel welcome, and you see their transition. Somebody comes in with a cane, and then 2 months later they're doing burpees and deadlifts. Awesome. So that's the beauty of CrossFit. It is hard. It does challenge. When I used to coach, I used to say, I don't care if you kill yourself, but if it's not hard, the only person you're cheating is yourself.
Yeah, damn right.
You got to get out of your comfort zone every day. I mean, that's how you grow. That's how you're better. Whether it be CrossFit, whether it be studying, whether it be learning something, it's got to challenge you.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty awesome. I like that story. My next topic is going to be, we're going to go to the CrossFit and fitness philosophy now. So here is what I was saying. CrossFit gets both praise and criticism. Mm-hmm. So what do you wish more people understood about it?
So CrossFit is hard, but you don't have to do muscle ups. There's 150 different variations to work the same muscle set and to get you stronger. You don't have to do 18 rounds in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You can do 8. I mean, it's your workout. And I always, like I said, when I coached, I want it to be hard, but I want good form. If you're just throwing stuff around, I'm going to razz you. Like big guys are dumb. We're the worst.
Yeah. Just
because you can bench 250, well, if you're going to do it 30 times, maybe you should drop down to maybe 135.
Yeah.
I mean, because if not, you get sloppy. That's how you get injuries. That's why CrossFit gets a bad rep. If you got a good coach, that's the beauty of CrossFit. They're there to teach you, watch you, and mentor you.
Yeah.
So that's the good and the bad. The guys that get hurt is because they don't listen and they want to try to, do 20 sets of 10 max reps.
A lot of ego. Yeah.
And it's just, that doesn't work. You're going to get, I don't care how good you are, unless you're the guys that do it professionally that you see on TV. Remember, that's what they do for a living. So that's why it gets a bad rep. I think it's amazing, great. If you can't run, okay, well, there's bikes.
Yeah.
If you don't like bike, there's a rower.
Yeah.
If you don't like a rower, there's skier. There's something for everybody there.
Yeah.
But it's hard, and that's why people walk away from it.
It's quality over quantity.
Yep.
For sure. And
even if you step away, they give you the foundation and teach you the movements.
Yeah.
And, and it's normal. It should be anyways. Like if you're a smoker and you eat like crap, you start doing that and you putting the money in and putting the time and the effort, it's just natural. You're going to want to change those habits.
Yeah. So
I'm a strong proponent for it. And I mean, any kind of, as long as you're moving and exercising. But CrossFit's good because, like, even I know the stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's days I come in the garage and I'm like, I don't want to do this. As opposed to you go in there and you got some worked up coach, especially Melanie, my wife.
Yeah.
But you're going to move.
Yeah.
And even if you feel like crap, you're going to leave feeling better.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah. There's going to be a lot of days, too, where you don't feel like doing it. So that's where the discipline part comes in.
Yep.
So how do you approach training for longevity versus peak performance?
So I'm 52 now, and as you mentioned, my passion is outdoors. I mean, so nowadays I started thinking, you know what, I'm not going to be jumping up on a log. I'm going to step up on a log. So box step-ups are just as good.
Yeah.
Like trying to do PRs, it used to be cool. The broken bones in my hands and everything else are reminding me that was a cool era. So now I focus more on moderate weights and good form. Okay. And I think that's going to take me a lot longer. Luckily, I have friends that are still elk hunting in their late 60s, and I'm like, good. Yeah. Because, that's like kind of my passion. But not only that, I love hiking and getting out. There's people that lived in the Sandia foothills their whole life and have never seen anything but the foothills. Yeah. So I love to explore. I love to stay busy. you know, the hope is we're going to be in good shape, and so after we both retire, we can travel and enjoy, and not be these people that just wither away and whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's my message. You know, if you're 30 and you're overweight, it only gets worse.
Yeah.
So you gotta, you know, I mean, trust me, I love eating. I love bourbon.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
everything in moderation, right?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and it's just you got to move every day.
Yeah.
Whether, I mean, there's nothing wrong with just going for walks.
Right.
As long as you're moving, you know, get
Yeah.
those steps and stuff. You know, they say that most of our jobs now we sit. They say that that's the new cigarette smoking.
Oh,
sitting.
okay. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's bad for posture, bad for health.
Yeah.
Bad. I mean, depending on how you look at it, bad for the brain too. Because I mean, you're
Yeah.
just stagnant the entire day. But,
So I mean, it's not it's not as much about being vain and trying to have a six pack and look good. It's cool if you can,
mm-hmm.
but it's about being healthy and being strong. And you know, and then as you older you get, like my in-laws are in their late 70s.
Yeah.
You know, and my mother-in-law's still killing it, running half marathons and crazy stuff.
That's awesome.
Father-in-law, he coaches a class, and you know, and the thing is you don't realize, but most people that are 80, a lot of them, if they fall, they can't get up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the reason I've fallen, and you know, so I mean, being serious on that, you know, as long as you're moving and getting stronger, it's good for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So my next, actually, I got one more question before we jump into the next topic. What are some of the biggest transformations you've seen in your members over there at the gym, not just physically, but mentally?
Just the confidence. I
Okay.
mean, these people come in timid and, like I said, with a cane, and they're like, "Oh, I can't do that," and then 3 months later, they're in there going, "Yeah, get some."
Yeah.
You know, and they're doing burpees, and you see it like this timidness goes away, and this, you know, you see almost like arrogance, and you know, they get a little sway to their step, you know, and that's pretty awesome. I mean, I've seen it more than once.
Yeah.
I've seen like people started with a cane and they're walking and doing crazy stuff after a few months.
That's pretty awesome to see that transformation, though, too.
That is, and that's why my wife is so passionate about it. You know, I mean, I have my own like desires and ventures. I think it's cool that she does it. You know, I mean, she's helping a lot of people. It takes away from me, myself, selfishness, but you know, I get it. That's her passion, and that's cool. It'd be like her telling me, you know, maybe you shouldn't hunt anymore.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should sell your fly rods. You know, whatever. No, ain't gonna happen.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, it's good to have that support system too. It's definitely good. Okay, so the next topic is leadership and discipline. What leadership lessons from the Air Force have served you best as a gym owner and coach?
Well, I mean, I think it goes way beyond that. I mean, you anybody who's ever served, you've seen good leaders and bad leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I tried to really learn from the good ones and also learn from the bad ones.
Right.
So, I mean, I think as a leader, you should always lead from the front. You give recognition to the people who got you to the dance,
Mm-hmm.
who you're leading. And you really, I mean, as a leader, you know, you're not behind pushing people. You're in the front encouraging and getting people to be better than you.
Yeah.
That's when you're a good leader. When your people are better than you, then you know you've done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I always try to approach it.
Okay.
There should be no arrogance or whatever. You know, be humble and be supportive. And I think even in my career field, you know, I mean, hopefully most everybody who's ever worked with me or for me would say, yeah, he'll go to bat. And, you know, I mean, those are the reason I'm successful,
Yeah.
the people. So
Gotcha.
the better I can make them, and same with CrossFit, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a good coach, your people getting stronger and better. You know, like, I mean, my wife can't do a muscle up, but when the people she coached are over there doing them like second nature,
Yeah.
that's an exciting thing.
Yeah. It's got to feel good.
It is. That's what it's about. That's
Yeah.
what being a leader.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, that's the truth. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're pretty dumb.
Yeah. I like that. I like that statement. Okay, so how do you build discipline in others, especially those who are just getting started with fitness?
You just got to explain to them the freedom that comes from being healthy. I mean, you know, the fact of just never having to go to doctor's appointments, not taking medicine, quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what your hobby is, being able to do it without being in pain or having to stop. I mean, it truly is. It's easy. You're investing in yourself, and it's a quality of life.
Yeah. And
so it's hard to explain to people. So you can still eat pizza, you can still drink beer, but don't drink 18 beers every night, and don't eat a pizza every third night. You know?
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because you only get one chance at this. So you know, like I have friends that were serious bodybuilders, and they worked very hard and they accomplished their goals. But man, what did they have to forfeit and give up? So I think, I don't know, there's a balance in there. I mean, you can still, you know, if you got a sweet tooth, eat some Greek yogurt and berries. You don't have to go eat chocolate bars or, I don't know, a bad example, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. There's always a healthy alternative to all the junk out there, especially nowadays.
I mean, we all do good during the week. It's that weekend that kills us. Weddings. Holidays.
That's where the cheap meals come in. But yeah, no, I get you. In moderation, that's a good message out there. Okay, so what's your take on motivation versus discipline, especially when you're tired or when life gets too chaotic?
So I think discipline and motivation are two different things. Motivation, sure, if it's getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go out and freeze and to go hunting, I'm all in. 4:30 to get up and go to work, well, you have to. So that's the motivation.
Okay. I like
discipline is when you didn't sleep well, but you still get up because you know the importance of moving. And for me, every day, even used to hate getting up at 4:30, but if we sleep in them during the week and I don't get that movement or workout or that time to myself, that buy-in, whatever you want to call it, my day sucks.
Yeah.
It absolutely sucks. So that's discipline, is making yourself get up because you know it's the right thing to do. Even if you don't have to, you know it's the right thing to do, but you do it.
Okay.
You know, and any prominent person, not that I'm saying that I'm like highly successful, whatever, but if you read Jocko, you read David Goggins, you read Cameron Haynes, I mean, anybody who's excels at something, discipline. That's what got them to the dance.
That's where it's at. Hell yeah. All right. So the next topic is the outdoors and mental health. What role does outdoors play in your personal life and mental health?
So I feel sad for people who don't get out of the city and don't see, especially here in New Mexico, we have so many beautiful things that are available to us. It's, I mean, without getting weird or whatever you believe in, Buddha, God, whatever, it's spiritually the closest thing to a cleansing or whatever that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Because in nature, you see everything. There's no right or wrong. It's just the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Or how it should be. So, like, when I'm out there, I'm the freest I could ever be. And people are like, well, you're a hunter. How can you love the animals? Well, without getting too far into the weeds on that, conservationists and true hunters, I'm not talking about Billy Bob or the slob that does things he's not supposed to. There's bad people anywhere. But a true conservationist loves those animals more than anything, and will fight and put our money and time and effort to make sure that those wild places never cease.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to people in the city who say that's cruel and inhumane, whatever, but they'll go to McDonald's and wolf down 3 cheeseburgers and while they're wearing their leather suits and whatever.
Yeah.
Every animal that I ever take or harvest or kill or whatever we want to call it, I mean, my family enjoys it. It's healthy. We eat it. I mean, it's the exercise part of it. It's the mental and spiritual cleansing. It's all of those things.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's, I mean, that's where the world is the most perfect and makes the most sense.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I think outdoors is, like you said, it's necessary. Everybody should experience an outdoor adventure at least once in their life.
So every time they propose taxes for an open space or a park, I'm 100% on board.
Yeah.
We need those places to get away from concrete and houses and see birds, see squirrels, see whatever.
For sure. I think I'm probably a little guilty of not doing enough outdoor adventures myself. I mean, I do the infantry stuff, but that's different.
That's not exactly a beautiful hike.
Yeah.
That goes back to discipline.
Yeah. All right, cool. do you think more people need to unplug and get outside? And how does that tie into your fitness philosophy?
Absolutely. It's so easy to sit there and sit on that dang couch and look at TikTok or Facebook or whatever the hell it is you're looking at. If you're on your phone, you're on your phone. And I'm guilty. Everybody is. We talk about the next generation and all this and stuff. Hell, we don't even have to go that far. People my age and older, and it's amazing the power that we have at our fingertips, but it's also the worst damn thing that ever happened to us as human beings.
Yeah.
But just like anything, if you're weak, then it's going to be detrimental.
Yeah.
If you're strong, you're going to use it for entertainment, for whatever.
Right.
But absolutely, like when I go someplace and there's no connectivity, that's when you really feel good. That's why they say, when you go camping, it recharges your battery. It truly does.
Yeah.
You disconnect. Like we were talking, being 9 days in Africa, I got back and I'm like, well, hell, I don't know. Is the world still here? I didn't really care.
Yeah.
But it was amazing how energized and revitalized and recharged and connected and appreciative. And electronics, like I said, they make our lives easier. They entertain us. But I think just like anything else, this is no worse than an alcoholic, a drug addict, smoker.
Yeah, all that dopamine.
Yeah, it's terrible. And so me being 52, I see the effect it has on me. These kids don't stand a chance. And nowadays parents, unfortunately, not all, but most, they give these little kids their phone because they don't want to go out to the park, or they don't want to go for a walk, or they don't want to read, or, and we're basically, we're digressing.
Yeah. That's sad to see, though, like going out anywhere. Anybody, like you said, most parents with kids nowadays, it's just whether they're taking them to the park or walking the dog or, just anywhere, driving especially. It's just all this, right?
Yeah.
Just
and
talking and texting.
See, it's so sad. You see a family out to dinner and all four of them are on their damn phone.
It's sad.
It is. And I don't know how we get away from that or reverse that, but I think, with all the things that are detrimental to our society, I think electronics and smartphones have to be high on the list.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Any favorite outdoor adventures or survival stories you'd be willing to share with us?
Yeah, I'll talk. So, obviously every time I'm in the mountains, it's a blessing. But from a survival standpoint, I was involved in a couple of rescues.
Okay.
One at the Sandia, we hiked up the Pinon Trail.
Okay.
And we're coming back down, and there was a lady lying across the trail, and I stopped and I was like, "Are you okay?" And I think she was a little embarrassed, shooken. I don't know. She couldn't get up. I think she had heat stroke. And then she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Can I give you anything?" "No." "Have you called 911?" "Yes." "You want me to stay with you?" "No." "Okay." So I'm like, "Well, what do we do?" So we walk around, and there was 2 fit police officers and 2 fat firefighters that were
oh no.
So we ended up helping rescue that person. But then even further back, I was my younger 20s when I was working for Air Products Chemicals. I had this boss who was this big hiker, and whatever. Everybody's a rock star if you ask him. We were hiking in the White Tanks. Just, I guess it would be northwest. I don't remember, from Phoenix.
Okay.
But anyways, even in the winter, 80 degrees, that sun gets pretty intense. And we had water. Again, I'm old, so that was back before all these fancy water bladders. And so we had jugs of water and whatever, and we're like, we feel pretty good. This was pretty cool up here. I said, let's take the long way around. Well, we missed our turnoff.
Okay.
And so he ran out of water. Next thing I know, he falls down. So I'm like, great, what do I do? I'm in a desert area, and there was like a cliff and some water down below. So I'm like, well, I kind of helped him get down to this water tank. I'm like, you can't drink it, but you can wet your face and wet your clothes and sit in the shade. So I ran down to, scaled and was running. Again, I was young. Went to the first aid center, and there's these 2 old cowboys in there smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? How much help are they going to be?
Not much.
They basically loaded my bag up with medical supplies and water and stuff like that. So I go and I hike back up, and that guy, he tried to make it down that same rock face that I scaled down to go get help.
Yeah.
He fell, he broke his leg.
Oh.
So now we're in a bad condition.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm going back down, they said, yeah, we've already contacted the sheriff's department. And these guys must have been military vets because they landed this Black Hawk with maybe 2 feet on either side of that propeller. But then these guys get out and they said, you got to carry your friend down here.
Yeah.
We're not going up to get him.
Yeah.
So I had to pick this grown man up over my shoulder that had a broken leg and was screaming and kept tensing up. And I told him, I was like, there's a news helicopter. If that news helicopter lands, you're going to die out here because there's no way I'm going to be on the news for being stranded as a hiker.
Yeah.
And so,
wow.
It's just, it's amazing how people underestimate, even the La Luz. I hate that hike. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And people go up in flip-flops and shorts and whatever, and then a storm comes in. So, it's just crazy, They're like, well, I can see the city, but, man, 10,000 feet, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I think that's what a lot of people, like you said the word, underestimate. So, yeah, that's why people need to get out more,
Yep.
especially hikes, for sure. All right, next topic is your daily life, habits, and mindset. So how do you stay sharp mentally and physically with so many responsibilities going on?
Bourbon.
Nice.
No, but seriously, exercise is medicine. Exercise, cortisol, all this stuff, whatever. I get up and I go for, sometimes I'll throw a heavy pack on, sometimes I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Take my dogs for a walk or whatever. I usually solve the world's problems after a couple of miles of just walking. Yeah. And it kind of, everybody's, the one thing that I wish that I had more of, like that I really admire all the special forces guys, their ability to stay cool when things are blowing up. Yeah. Because it's so easy to get emotional or to learn, and being that I care and whatever, it's hard not to get emotional. Mm-hmm. So I really think that just being active, and the big thing is you got to find a hobby or something. If people don't have a hobby or an outlet, then you don't stand a chance. Yeah. Because, the job that I have, I love it. It's been a great living. I've met so many people. I've been able to do cool things, but it's high stress. There's not a day that somebody doesn't want to knock you down or something's not on fire. You're trying to fix problems. Mm-hmm. And then just life. That's the work part of it. Life is life. Your people you love, are not healthy, or they don't want to be healthy. They won't take your advice, or you see somebody you love hurt, so it's just you gotta keep going. Yeah. Every day. Yeah. And it's thank God for those days or trips or whatever, that things you really enjoy. Yeah. So that's the advice. Nobody gets out alive, so deal with it the best you can, and you just can't dwell on it, and you got to fix yourself every day, and then you can help other people. Gotcha. Okay. What's one non-negotiable habit that keeps you grounded? Just try to be respectful. Okay. As a veteran, I'm sure you can relate. Our ability to get pissed off and to make bad decisions is pretty easy. So yeah. I try to always... Before, I used to always blow up, and it was like, man, let's go get in a fight, whatever. Yeah. Now I try to think, man, what's that person going through? Yeah. There's no reason for me to act like that just because of their bad behavior. Mm-hmm. So I'm really trying, as I grow older, to not take things personally, because, again, you never know what somebody's going through. Yeah. So I try to listen, read, and whatever. So that habit that I'm trying to build is patience and respect. Yeah. Instead of that, just boom, let's fight. Yeah. Let's blow up. I don't know if I can solely blame the military, but it didn't help whatever was already burning inside of me already. Yeah. No, especially here in Albuquerque, it's something that I'm working on too. I think I've done a good job, but driving out here is just insane. I haven't been across Paseo since I moved from the west side. And I was so happy when I moved to the east side. I hadn't been flipped off, and I hadn't wanted the urge to whatever. Yeah. Just coming over the bridge today, everybody's so anxious to get wherever they're going. Yeah, and so inconsiderate and whatever. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And everyone would just relax. And, you know, it took me a long time because I have a lead foot. I like to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
But if you realize the difference, and not getting off topic, but going 85 versus 80, you got there 2 minutes early. It's not worth it because for killing somebody or getting in a road rage or
exactly.
So that's what I'm trying to focus on. Plus, none of that, I'm getting older. I don't want to get hit.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. Definitely. Okay. Do you practice any form of mindfulness, journaling, or reflection?
No, I probably should more. I do a lot of reflecting, like self-reflection.
Yeah.
Like going back to some of those decisions you made when you were younger. And I'm like, man, that was so stupid. It really was. So I try to reflect and learn from it. So when I start to lose my temper or whatever, I look back on some of those things.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of self-reflection. I'm probably harder on myself than anyone it ever could be. Because I'm like, I know I have the ability to help this person. I know I have the ability to do this. And when I choose not to, I'm like, well, that was stupid, you know, or just as a couple examples, you know. But I do a lot of self-reflection, especially going back to that. When you're on the side of a mountain and you haven't talked to somebody for 2 days, you'd be surprised how much time you talk to yourself and self-reflect.
Yeah.
I used to try to journal a little bit, but I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, not me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I've tried it a couple times too. I'm with you on that one, man. I not my thing.
No.
Okay. Next topic is challenges, growth, and advice. What's been the hardest lesson you've learned, either in the military, the gym, or in outdoors?
You know, that's kind of a tough one. I mean, like every day is a lesson. I mean, you know, if you're not learning, then you're probably you're dead or something. I mean, you know, like when I met going back to my wife, Melanie. She's a wonderful person. I'm really not scared of her saying whatever. I'm being positive. She pushes me to better myself.
That's good.
You know? Sometimes I want to scream, whatever, lose what little bit of hair I still have up top, et cetera, et cetera. But like when I met her, I told her, I said, you know, I always wanted to go back to school for another degree, get a business degree. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
And so she started teaching, and she's like, now's your chance. And I'm like, oh my God, this is another time where she's going to make me raise the bar and whatever, you know. So I went back to school and I finished another degree.
Yeah.
You know, so just, you know, again, it goes back to what we said earlier. You challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Never stop, because if you're not trying to get better or trying to figure something, you know, learn a language.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, do something.
Something
learn
productive.
To paint.
Yeah.
Just do something.
Yeah.
Don't just whittle away. You know, like it's so funny, especially men. They retire at 65 and they're dead at 66. You always got to find something to make you get up and to keep going.
Yeah.
When you stop, you're done. You know, I mean, I see it too often.
For sure. Okay. So, have you ever faced burnout, and how did you push through that when it happened?
Yeah. Every week. You know, in reality, again, it's hard to have that mindset that this isn't going away. I have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I have family members, I have bills, I have hobbies, I have ambitions. And, you know, when you get burnt out, sometimes it's okay to say, you know, back off.
Yeah.
That's not the words I would use, but
Release the gas pedal a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I mean, even sometimes at work, whatever, it doesn't make me a bad employee, whatever, but there's sometimes where, you know what, I'm leaving at 3 and I'm not answering the phone. I'm going to go somewhere, self-reflect, go get an ice cream cone, go do whatever.
Yeah.
Go for a walk, you know, whatever it takes, but whatever it is, you got to decompress.
Yeah.
And then because, you know, if you're burnt out or you're tired, you're no good to yourself. You're no good to anyone else. You're going to make bad decisions. And you're going to say and do things you wouldn't normally do if you had a cool, calm, collected head.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Okay. I like that answer. I respect that too. What advice would you give to veterans looking to reinvent themselves after service?
The military didn't define you. The military just taught you things and gave you discipline. It made you learn how to get dressed and get up in the morning and be, I think that's the biggest thing. It just made you responsible. So why give that up when you get out?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to wear a uniform and anything anymore, but, you know, it's hard to go from that was your identity. I'm a soldier, I'm an airman, I'm a sailor, I'm a Marine. You still are.
Mm-hmm.
Even once you get out, you still are. We belong to a very specialized small group that I think most of us, for the most part, would say, I'm pretty damn proud.
Yeah.
There's a brotherhood that'll always be there, but you can take that in whatever direction you want.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't care if you're a cook. I don't care if you're a janitor. I don't care if you're a CEO. You should take that with you and use the principles and the discipline and everything else and put it towards that goal.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing. Is like, it's not over. It's just that chapter's done.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, hell, I love getting around a bunch of veterans, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's like, yeah, the cockiness and whatever, and it's like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
To me, I eat it up, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that we make the best people for certain positions, but one thing, you know, you can, for the most part, you can count on us, and we'll get shit done.
Yeah, the commodity's different there. It's not part of my questions, but have you ever been to a Silkies hike yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's just...
I don't think I want to put that image in anyone's head, but I still have a few pairs.
No, I think that's a very fun event. It's a good mission. It's a good cause.
And I love rucking. I'm part mule, I think.
Yeah. So it's especially if you're a rucker. Yeah. So I recommend that for any veterans out there, whether currently serving or retired, to go at least to one silky hike in your life with Irreverent Warriors. Shout out Irreverent Warriors. Okay, so do you practice? Oh no, we already did that question. We're on the next topic already. I'm a little behind. Any advice for someone thinking of starting a fitness-related business or gym?
Boy, I'm the wrong person for that. I was just moral support and financial support for my wife. She was the mastermind, and she's the one that runs it. I mean, again, I think if you're going to do it, I can speak 100% to this. Make it inclusive to all. Make it welcoming. You don't, you know, like we always joke, if a douchebag comes through that door, they work themselves out.
Yeah.
Because that's not our motto. That's not the type of place we want to be. You know, I mean, I've been to enough of them, or some of them you walk in and it's like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, be inviting, be encouraging, be inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for me to be all soft and but as far as those type of things, I mean, the goal is to make people healthy and better.
Right.
And if you're not inclusive, then you're going to alienate a lot of people that truly need it, not the buys, tries, and the beach muscle guys. You know?
Yeah. No, and then that's a good thing too about that is that you're changing a lot of lives too that need changing, and you're giving them a chance.
Well, not only health and fitness, but you're giving those people courage and confidence, and I mean it's a lot bigger. I mean, like all these drugs and whatever. I think, you know, whatever, some doctors or pharmaceuticals probably would disagree, but exercise is medicine.
Yeah.
Food and exercise, man, they can cure a lot of things.
For sure. 100%. Cool. We've reached the rapid fire questions, so it's going to be a fun category.
Right on.
So I got 6 questions for you here. First one, kettlebells or barbells?
Ooh, I love kettlebells. I mean, you know, like I think they're intimidating because there is a little bit of form and learning to use them.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I tell you what, somebody says, well, I don't have a gym. I tell you what, depending on your size, whatever, I'll give you 35, a 50, and like a 15-pound kettlebell. And if you're able to walk tomorrow, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I'm a kettlebell guy too.
I see your collection over there. That's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I love kettlebells. Changed my life. Favorite MRE from your time in service?
That's easy. Chili Mac. I'll eat one now. Break it out.
Oh, man. Okay. That was actually my first MRE ever in basic. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't a fan of it. I was like, because I thought that was the only MRE. Yeah. This is the first one I got. I was like, this is what I'm going to be eating for the rest of my life.
It could be better. They could have given you the vegetarian one.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Mountains or the ocean?
Mountains.
Okay.
Mountain high.
Mountains all day, huh?
There's lakes with trout up there.
Yeah. Okay. Most brutal workout of the day you've ever done?
Murph is up there for sure. And
Yeah.
every year you get older, it gets a little harder. But I don't know. I've done some pretty nasty ones. I think pretty much any of the hero wads, if you're not crying, we're not trying.
Yeah. Those are rough.
Yeah, but there should be, because your small sacrifice is nothing with that person that you're celebrating.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the hardest part of remembering is, this is easy. Like the baton, when we do that every year, that's a pleasure and an honor compared to what the people that we're celebrating went through.
Right.
We're fed, we have shoes, whatever. We don't have 60 pounns. I mean, unless you're crazy.
Unless you're one of the crazy ones.
Unless you're George, Brother George, guy carrying 80 pounds. And I'm like, dude, you ain't right in the head, but I love it.
Yeah, man. Those are the savages. Okay. Go-to gear for a weekend in the wild.
Go-to gear. So, packs, it's definitely going to be Kafaru. They used to be in Colorado, now they're in Wyoming. A little different company, but the old stuff is still rock. Kuyu, it's hard to beat their clothing, whether you're a hunter, hiker, or whatever. They solid colors, hard to beat. And then, yeah, those are probably the biggest things, though. And then boots, I guess I'd have to go with crispy boots.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Last but not least, 3 words that define your mindset right now.
I am enjoying being here.
Okay. Cool.
Embarrassing myself. Air Force guys are supposed to have that account.
Nah, it's all right, man. You got a 94 in your ASVAB. I'm not even going to tell you my score.
Well, I couldn't do it today, but that's fine. But when the Marines loved me, it was a 78, and they're like, damn, son, you're a genius.
Yeah. No, I get that one. Cool. So, Larry, that was my last question. So now I'm just going to open it up to you. Now's your time to do any type of shout-outs or plugs, anything you want to say to the camera or the audience that, we didn't go over, or something you want to say to anybody out there following you.
Well, I'll give a little plug to my wife once again. Again, BFit 505 Berkey CrossFit. That's our location, her location, whatever. They do a lot of great things, and we partner with a lot of different military veteran, multiple sclerosis, different groups across the board. So it's a great place. Check it out. Also, if you live in District 9, Melanie's on the ballot for city councilor. So regardless of affiliation, she'll do a good job. And that's really it.
Okay. Cool. So, well, actually, I wanted to take a little time out real quick just to say thank you, not only for coming on the podcast today, but for, and you've talked about it throughout the podcast, man, is welcoming people. And that's what you did for me in 2021 when I did my first Murph Challenge, man. I was looking for a gym, and
He was a badass, too. I think he did it in like 38 minutes with a vest. I was like, damn, I ain't going to be able to beat this guy.
No, but it was a fun time. It was very welcoming. I like the environment. Like, everything that you explained on the podcast today, exactly what it felt like, right? I felt welcomed. I didn't feel judged. Everybody was fun to be around. It was super cool. So I want to thank you sincerely for inviting me that day. And
and it's pretty awesome. I mean, so like there's a challenge right now from Team Bravo. I guess I should have did a throw out to them. George Uala, he moved to California, but then there's some of the local guys, Ricardo and Will, they took over the group. It's basically Team Bravo is a veteran group, but everybody's welcome to come. They do a lot of stuff for older veterans and whatnot and things of that nature. And but they had a challenge to hook up with a veteran you haven't talked to in a while and catch up and stuff. So, I'm glad to be here. It's been a long time. I know we converse quite a bit on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
And but it's cool catching up.
Yeah.
Good seeing you, man.
Likewise, brother. Thank you. So, let your followers and the audience know where they can follow you, your wife, and your gym. Yeah,
I don't know, but if anyone, I guess if you like seeing a lot of outdoor pictures and hunting pictures, fishing pictures, then I guess I'm okay. But I'm on Facebook. I don't even know what it is. I guess look Larry Reeves up. And then I don't even know what my Instagram or any of them. I think it's LRREEVS or something.
Okay.
And but again, Google it or search for it, and it'll come up. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll solve that problem because I'll throw all the.
gotcha.
I'll throw it on the description, all your guys' tags, your website, all that good stuff.
Very cool.
Cool. Well, that's all the questions I have. Again, thank you for coming on the podcast today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Small Talk on the Mats, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.